Okay.
Basi week 5.
Side slipping and off-piste training.
And fire!
Basi! We are legends every day. That's what she told me. I feel my heart beating. I feel my heart beneath my skin. I feel my heart beating. You make me feel like I'm alive again. Not in this way. I'm a dreamer, died by light of day. Gonna hold up half the sky and say, oh, we are on me. I feel my heart beating. I feel my heart beneath my skin. Oh, I can feel my heart beating. 'Cause you make me feel like I'm alive again. Alive again. Oh, you make me feel like I'm alive again. Turn your magic on when you she'd say everything you want to dream away. Under this pressure, under this weight, we are diamonds taking shape. We are diamonds taking shape.
bits of off-piste. This is very basic stuff. I'm no expert, I've just done a few training in this video, so I thought I may as well give you guys a few tips. Tip number one is having your skis close together, because your skis want to go through the snow when they're together. If they're wide apart, you may have one ski up here, one down there, and you can imagine how that ends. So the way to keep the skis together without crossing them is focus on having your knees together. So you keep your knees like that. The other one is very gentle movement. A sudden turn like this is going to result in you tumbling down the hill. So just a nice gentle turn, and because of the powder it actually slows you down quite a bit, so you don't go as fast as normal if you go more direct. And finally, the most confusing tip is lifting up your toes. Because lifting up your toes, which I'm doing right now, seems to somehow actually raise the tips up a little bit, and then these stay, the very tips of the skis stay on top of the snow. The number one thing to not do is ski like this when you're off piste. Because yes, you're leaning backwards, yes, you're raising the tips, but no, just don't. Okay, so now here, this is just stage 2 of off piste. I'm just going to connect onto that slope there. Today is a great example of a powder day. However, do not do off-piste on the day where the clouds and the snow is falling, because this is when the avalanche risk is going to be at its highest. You want to do it the day after, because then the snow would have frozen over overnight and actually be stuck to the ground rather than a loose layer waiting to slip. So yeah, basically do it on the day after the storm and it's beautiful. Don't do it on the day of the storm because you won't be exiting the mountain. Skiing off piste, how to get into it. Firstly, you do it beside a slope, about 5 meters at most away from those piste markers on the right. So we're just going to ski down along there. Today is a horrible day for it, but we're going anyway. So just to get a feel of off piste, skis close together, nice gentle movements. This is more like vocals right now. Yeah.
I said I'm about 5 minutes away. One more stop and I'll be off this train. I'm free any day of the week, always losing some sleep. I told myself I'll be back by 10, trying to save myself for the weekend. But I know me, I hate to miss a party. Don't say I didn't want you. Don't say I didn't want you. Live for the moment. How was it supposed to go tonight? I should be at home, I got work at night. Shouldn't be out here doing what I like. But it feels so good, so good. I was only gonna be an hour or 2.
Off-piste basics. So firstly, what I'm about to do is stage 2 of working on your off-piste skills, because off-piste is extremely dangerous. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross from one slope to another slope. That there is the black, you can see a guy on it just now, and this here is a red. This is also just where I had my lunch. Nice little view. So with off-piste, once again, the two most important, well, the two basics of how you ski is your skis close together and gentle movements. Anything rough and you will fall. And also, I wouldn't recommend doing off-piste if the snow looks like this, because it's been windswept and it's basically just skiing over a sheet of ice. But let's get into it.
I guess that now I'm here going down with you.
Nice and gentle.
But it feels so good, so good. Angel on my shoulders giving up on me. No listening to him when I can hardly speak.
Here we go. We made it, and you can see all of those little bits of snow rolling down. If you weren't doing this in a safe scenario and didn't know what you're doing, that would be you in an avalanche. Not sure how well the camera can see this, but this is an example of windswept. So right here, this is a sheet of ice, and all the fresh powder is where I'm standing. and the powder does not stay. It just keeps on getting blown away, and the slopes just turn to shite as well as the off-piste even worse. Now over to stage 3 of off-piste. Very similar to stage 2, except over a much larger distance. Stage 2 might have been 50 meters at max, but now I'm going to go all the way from here to where that skier is just at the bottom, if you can see him on the camera, hopefully. Whoa, almost fell. So, yeah, keeping your skis together and nice gentle movements. Also today, this bit is a lot better than the other bit because it's lower down, so it hasn't been completely windswept, but it's still going to be icy and crusty. Highly recommend doing off-piste on a powder day after the fresh snow has just hit, but obviously take it up in the stages which I've already set. Let's head on down. So remember, nice and gentle on the way down. And you can see that my skis haven't really dug in the snow much. You can hardly see my tracks here because it is really that rough. I'm just going nice and gentle. And all that shaking is from this horrible layer on the crust of the snow. But off-piste does have its bonuses. It is very adventurous in a way, because you're setting the fresh tracks, but only do it where you know well, unless you're a trained professional, and start off with nice steps. You can somewhat see my line just there.
The music they play makes me this way. It was only 10, how did it get to 3? It's like I'm in my own time machine. But you know me, I'll never leave.